Hello and welcome. My name is Tom Shima, and today is Wednesday, June 10th. I'm going to be continuing to play the game Persona 3 Reload in the series I've called Persona a Day. That's where we've been playing the game one in-game day at a time, as it lines up with the real calendar. I'm going to start out by talking about what we did yesterday, to make sure we're coming into today all with the same information. Then we'll get into today's gameplay and see where that takes us. After that, we'll come back here to the desk and talk about it a bit more and see what sort of deeper connections we can make. For any of you watching on YouTube, I will have timestamps in the description in case you want to jump to a specific section. And please be aware that this is a full playthrough of the game, so we will be encountering spoilers. Alright then, so let's start off by looking at what we did yesterday on Tuesday, June 9th. It's probably easier to go back one more day and recap really quickly what happened on Monday since it was such a busy, important day. That was the night of the full moon, and the night we made our way to Tartarus to try to rescue Fuuka Yamagishi. Thankfully, all of that played out well. We were able to survive the battle against a couple strong shadows. We found Fuuka, and everything worked out just the way we wanted it to. So coming into yesterday morning, Mitsuru met us at the school gates, and she mentioned that both Yamagishi and Moriyama were safe and sound. We took them to the hospital after the night at Tartarus, just to be safe. They were both exhausted, but otherwise uninjured. And they're just resting and recovering there for now, and sounds like they should both be released in a few days. Mitsuru hopes that somehow Fuuka can be convinced to join us because she's got a unique persona ability that is perfectly suited for reconnaissance and scouting, basically, the role Mitsuru had been providing our party. But we'll see how that goes once Fuuka wakes up. Other than that, it was a pretty standard school day. The game didn't call out anything special, so it was just another normal day of classes. After school, there were a lot of people talking about a lot of different things. The cases of apathy syndrome, just like last month, they seem to kind of have gone down after the full moon. So there were a lot fewer people around town displaying those symptoms, and a lot of people were noticing and mentioning that. We also heard rumors of a girl with red hair wearing a white dress that was seen at Port Island Station. We kind of took a look around there yesterday, but didn't see anybody like that ourselves. But just, another one of those things to hear and keep in our minds. But after our walk around town, I decided to spend the remaining time in the afternoon at the fashion club with Bebe. It was good to get there and work on my sewing. I'm not sure how much the character already knows, but I seem to be making good progress with him. Bebe said he kind of saw me as his rival. He was encouraged by how much skill I was displaying, and it was going to motivate him to do even better. And he said he's working on planning a project. He wants something specifically Japanese-themed. He loves the culture so much that he wants to put his skills to use in some way that reflects the love of the culture with the skills he has. And he asked for my thoughts and what I was thinking. The first thing that came to mind was to suggest a kimono. It seemed like a quintessential Japanese thing. So I suggested that, and he loved the idea. His eyes lit up. He was grinning from ear to ear. He said, "Oh, that's a wonderful idea." A little bit of reality set in then when he realized the complexity and the cost of making such a thing, but he seemed undeterred, and the wheels were turning into how he could make that suggestion into reality. And so we chatted a bit more as we continued to work. And he said that he was just really happy to have someone like me around because he hasn't really opened up to too many people here in Japan. He's a transfer student that came over from France, so he's well out of his normal element. But he's happy to have me around to be able to talk to and share thoughts like this. And I was also happy to be able to spend time with him, doing something he likes and doing something that I'm enjoying and getting better at. So it was a really enjoyable afternoon. We got a little bit closer as a result of spending that time together, and that increased the social link rank for the Temperance Arcana to rank 3. After that wrapped up, I headed back to the dorm, and both Mitsuru and Akihiko were out in the evening. It sounded like they were off visiting Yamagishi and Moriyama at the hospital to check up on them, and potentially to try to convince Fuuka to consider joining us, though that was just speculation on Yukari's part. But since they were both out, we weren't going to be heading to Tartarus that night, which opened the evening up for me. Of all the things I had the potential to do, I decided to be a little productive and take a shift at Chagall Cafe. Once again, they texted that they were especially busy and they were paying a bonus for people that were willing to work a shift. And it just felt like a good, responsible, productive thing to do. I have a feeling I'm going to want to have more money going forward here. If it's anything like last month, eventually Officer Kurosawa is going to have some new gear, so being able to afford some of that would just be that much better for us. So working for my own wage was doubly rewarding that way. I also gained some progress with my charm and my courage, so it was a win in a lot of different directions last night. So it wasn't exactly a restful, peaceful evening, but it was that positive, productive one that I think moves the week forward on a good note. So after working that busy shift and surviving it, I was able to make it back to the dorm, probably quite ready for bed. But I was able to get to bed at a good hour, get a lot of good sleep, and come into today fully rested and awake. So that covers what we did yesterday. We'll get us over to the game and see how today goes. I think it's going to be another fun one. We'll be right there. So this is where we left off yesterday after working that shift at Chagall. We gained a little bit of progress in charm and courage. Neither one was enough to increase our rank, but we're still sitting good at 3 across the board on all of our social stats. So again, that was the end of yesterday, Tuesday the 9th, and that brings us into today, Wednesday, June 10th, just like it is on the real calendar.
Hey, so...
We've been encountering a lot of people at the gates recently. We've got Yukari here, though. Hey, I was thinking. Do you think Kirijo-senpai saved Yamagishi-san because it was the right thing to do? Yeah, I have no reason not to think that. Or was it just because she's a Persona user and we need her? I don't think Mitsuru would be anything like that. Granted, we've only known her for a couple months, but it sounds like she was genuinely concerned. I mean, you heard the way she talked to Ikoda, the teacher there in the faculty office when we were there Monday at lunch. She was mad because of his willingness to cover up the fact that she was missing and not in the hospital. I don't think she'd have been like that if she just wanted her as a Persona user. I think she genuinely cares about her as a person. I mean, maybe that's my take on it, but I don't think it's just because she's a Persona user that Mitsuru went to those lengths. So yeah, I think it was good intentions. I don't want to say you're overthinking it, like I'm intentionally being confrontational towards Yukari here, but I do genuinely think she has good intentions, so I'm going to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Well, I guess it's really up to Yamagishi-san whether or not she joins us. True. Sorry to bring this up out of the blue. That's fine. I like to think I'm a decent listener. If there's something on your mind, I don't mind hearing you out.
Our next topic.
Oh, Mr. Ono, we haven't had a class with him in a while. Are we up to the Kamakura era yet? I guess not. Oh man, we haven't even reached the Nara era. Well, let's power through it real quick. First, the Taika reforms. They happened in the year 645. Just remember that, and we can move on. Huh? What were they about? Oh, nothing major, really. Later on, in 710, there was the Heijokyo. Okay, that wraps up the Nara era. Speedrunning history here. I'm feeling sleepy. Should I close my eyes for a few minutes? Of course not. I'm going to stay awake. I'm here to be a student. I'm here to learn. I got a lot of sleep last night. I'll power through this and listen to whatever version of history he wants to tell us, especially if it's going by quickly. If I close my eyes and miss a few minutes, we could be a whole era further. So I'm going to stay awake.
What?
What? You actually want more? Okay, here's a question for you then. What's the name of the anthology consisting of 4,500 poems, give or take, leading up to the Nara era? You know what? I don't feel like picking on anyone today. I'll just tell you. It's the Manyoshu. We're supposed to cover the Kokin Wakashu too, but I don't really care. Ask Mr. Koda if you want. I don't care about any of this. I just want to get to the Sengoku era. I can hear it calling for me. It's got to be kind of tough as a teacher to be expected to cover the entirety of the curriculum when there are specific aspects of your field that you find especially interesting and those that you don't find as much. But you're still there to cover everything with the students. Even more so when it's year after year of the same stuff. The stuff you like has got to be that thing to look forward to every time, and the stuff you don't just keeps coming up, it would probably feel like. So a lot of credit to teachers for stuff like that. But I forced myself to stay awake and listen to the lecture. Some more academic progress. Doesn't feel like we've been making as much of that recently. We had a night at Wakatsu Kitchen not that long ago, but as much as we really focused on it building up to exams, we've kind of let it slide to a bit of a backseat compared to charm and courage. So nice to see another point going forward here. Or not an actual point, but a little bit of progress with it. And I always like it when they just give us something in school. A cutscene or a choice, just to really make us feel more like a student. It's been not too hard coming up with things that we may have done during the school day, but to actually be shown something is just that much easier to really put ourselves into the world. The classes have ended for today. So we still had our lunch and our afternoon classes, and those went just fine, it seems. So here we go with the afternoon. A lot on our phone again today. Yuko, what are you doing? Want to head somewhere fun if you're free? I'll be in the hallway. Odagiri, work-related. There's a student council meeting today. No need to respond to me. Just come to the student council room. That's all. Bebe. It's Bebe. Tamdono, come to the home ec room, please. I need to tell you something. I will wait in the hallway. That sounds a bit more pressing. We were just with him yesterday, but... And an ad from Wakatsu. Healthy brain food. Are you eating well? Keeping a well-balanced diet nourishes your brain, which in turn can improve your studies. We prepare great food with all our hearts, just for you. Remember, a healthy brain stems from healthy food. Wakatsu's got your back. It was almost entirely social links again today, as it's been. People spent time with Maiko, Odagiri, Bebe, and Yuko. Or other things beyond that, but those were the 4 call-outs. I was talking the other day about Maiko and how it feels like it's been a long time since we've done anything with her. Her and Kenji, but I don't think I saw Kenji at the desk back there. Spending time with Bebe doesn't sound bad either, given the tone of his text. Needs to tell me something with a frowny face there. Maiko was concerned about her upcoming birthday, so that equally sounds like a time-sensitive thing I don't want to put off too much just from a narrative standpoint. Let's take a look at our social links while we're here, too. I know normally we end up taking a bit of a walk before we make these decisions, but maybe we'll look at that earlier on today. Both Maiko and Bebe are at rank 3. So between those two, I still lean a bit more towards Maiko. I'd like to think I've got a Hanged Man persona with me, but I'll have to double check that as well. But just kind of to spread the growth across the board here at a more even pace. Can't let Chihiro fall too much farther behind either. But just looking at the list we had presented already, unless something else draws my attention, I'm kind of leaning towards Maiko. Yep, we've got Inugami, so we've got the good corresponding persona there. Won't need to pick anything up at the Velvet Room. So let's head into town first, see if there's anybody else to talk to on the way out of school. Just see where the day takes us. Make it a few more stops rather than just doing one thing and one thing only after school. I never headed up to the roof today, but we don't need to hit every place every single day, I suppose. Nice to just get out in this courtyard again and take a look at the evening sky. Early evening, late afternoon. Coming into summer, so it's staying brighter longer. Oh. How did I miss you, phone-addicted student? How you doing? I'm getting bored of calling people up on my phone. It's fine for trying to kill my boredom, but to be honest, I've run out of stuff to talk about. Coming up with new stuff to talk about is a pain, too. This is such a buzzkill. Even the phone-addicted student doesn't like his phone. That's got to say something about phones in general, right? Who wants to talk on a phone? Maybe I'm the weird one, but not me. As many people as we talked to yesterday, it's not really a surprise that there's not a whole lot of new stuff going on. Maybe I could have spread that out a little bit more, but I just kind of wanted to get in that methodology of going through and seeing everybody. We've really been headed down to Port Island Station first recently, so let's kind of go the other direction today. And tentatively end up back at Naganaki Shrine to meet up with Maiko. Hello, cheerful old man. Times have changed, but some things like schools having ghost stories never do. I used to sneak into the school grounds at night. The teachers would give me holy hell for it. that same level of timelessness, talking about how stories never change. It's also that fun commentary about the commonality of people across generations as well. The same kind of mischief that people get up to now, I'm sure in some form or another was also done by people in the past. So it's almost that tradition of learning and growing and making potentially stupid decisions and learning from them, but enjoying it and having that be part of life. Game Parade. You got You're the Answer and Edgar's House of Fortunes. Been a while since we've been to Game Parade. I guess we've been busy with a lot of other things. That and it costs money, so... Wouldn't be bad to get back there, though. It is definitely getting hot again. And we're here mostly just to say hi to the pharmacist again. We didn't use any of our medicine up during the full moon encounter, so we're still just as set as we were there back then. It's also not on sale today, so if we're going to buy, Saturday's the way to go. And I'm limited on my funds, so there's a lot of factors.
Better check your food for mold, lad. Don't want to get sick now.
That's good advice.
Done already?
I am.
Thanks.
Yeah, again, if we do any shopping, it'll probably be on a Saturday to take advantage of that sale. Yeah, let's mix it up here, too. Let's talk to Officer Kurosawa first. Don't want to become too formulaic.
By the way,
We're also probably... Well,
what
let's
are you
take a
looking
look.
for?
Okay. Yeah, he didn't have anything new yesterday, and I didn't necessarily expect it today, but I'd rather be aware of things than not. So we're not here to shop at all today either, then. Just another one to say hi to.
You finished?
I am.
Be seeing you.
Good day. Here are my requests.
A lot of things are kind of back to the standard status quo,
Very well.
which is kind of how life works. There are those busy periods of things you build up to and work towards, but then once that goes away, it just kind of does go back to that normal everyday. There's nothing new to buy. The people have said all the same things that they've said recently, so there's nothing new to hear. So it just kind of becomes one of those going more through the tasks than seeing the extremely new different things. I mean, there'll still be the social interactions we'll do and our social links and the different choices we get to make, but it's not like it's going to be totally new and fresh every time, and there's going to be new things to buy and, brand new things all over the city to see. This is just kind of one of those nice standard summer afternoons on a Wednesday. Well, late spring, technically, but feels hot enough to call it summer. But let's pop into the Velvet Room here and say hi to Igor as well.
Welcome to the Velvet Room.
Igor, Elizabeth, great to see you. Just wanted to check in and see how you're doing. Hope it's going well. Actually, while I'm here, we did have that time during the full moon. I haven't updated the compendium since then.
I see.
I should do that. I'll do that quick double check and make sure the one I'm registering is indeed
Completed
better.
registration.
Nigi Mitama might be the only different one here.
Is overwriting acceptable? All registered.
Yeah, we've got a better version already registered here.
Very well.
So nice to just get those updated and make sure those are
We look forward to your next visit.
as current as they need to be, in case we need to summon a different one, so they can pass along even more skills. I want to accidentally use one as a fusion ingredient and wish I'd registered it after the fact. So, Velvet Room covered. Everybody here has been talked to. Let's move on with our afternoon. Almost weird not headed back to the school after all this either. There's been so many days where I've made the circuit around town only to go back to school for something. So we'll plan to head to the shrine. I guess there's nothing wrong with stopping at the station along the way, though. Yeah, looks like business as usual over here. I say stop by the station, and that just made me realize we didn't stop by Port Island Station yet either. I'm so used to starting with that one that in my brain it's like, well, we started there, and let's move on to somewhere else. But let's double back that way after the fact and make sure we say hi to the Wheat Cat if nobody else. I've got the old couple here, too. I do need to get back and see them eventually. Yeah, of anything with balancing my social link interactions, they are probably almost certainly the one that I've interacted with the least recently. But a lot of that has kind of stemmed from the fact that I don't have the space to pick up a Hierophant persona. I could potentially fuse one, but I've got a good balance of persona on hand right now. I kind of want to make the most of them before getting rid of one for another. playing its screenshot today. Love Jetem Serejo is now showing. High school students pay 1,500 yen. One of these days we'll have to see a movie. That day's not today, but one of these days. We've got just under a week now before the potatoes we planted are ready, so I don't need to buy any gardening stuff. Back here's our friend the weak cat. Mew, hope you're doing well. Delinquents, good to see you. Other cat, nice to see you too. Everything's right in the world back here in the outskirts. And yeah, so many of these days, it might not seem like much going and doing these different check-ins with people, but for me, it really does make the day feel more involved than just going and talking to Maiko and moving on with our afternoon. It's kind of like making multiple stops in your everyday life along whatever outing you're on. Maybe you'll go to 2 or 3 different stores while you're out and end up at whatever your main destination is, and just make an entire afternoon of it rather than just tunneling on one thing. Or maybe that's just me, but yeah, that's how it feels, and that's what I'm enjoying about this. I think I commented specifically that this couple wasn't on the bench the other day, so it's nice to see them back, and they've got something new to say. He really overthinks things. He's... Let's try that again. He's really overthinking this. He looks suave, but he worries about what other people think too much. I mean, I love that he cares about my opinion, but I think I'd prefer it if he didn't feel so nervous with me. Boy, as a nervous person myself, if someone were to frame that to me, that would be like, I have no idea how to work on that. I would love to work on that. If it were that easy, I would definitely do that. But just to be like, I wish you weren't so nervous. Like, yes, me too. Gotta find something to talk about. But what? Good luck, shy man. I'm in your corner, 100%. You can do it. Well, we've seen everywhere else. Let's stop by the front of the dorm and just make sure no one's out in front there. Almost certainly won't be, but now we know for sure. And just, get our legs moving a little bit more again. See more of the town. Now we'll head off to Naganaki Shrine. There's Maiko. So we'll take our little bit of a breather back here before we head over and talk to her. Just contemplate the sacred tree, take some deep breaths, and enjoy a break from the busyness of it all. All right. Everyone feeling meditative, relaxed, and all good? All right, let's move on with our day then. Here is Maiko. Let's check our social link. Make sure we're all aware of everything that happened last time. As I remember it, she's got a birthday coming up, and she's worried that her dad won't be there and that her mom won't remember that it's happening because her parents are talking about getting a divorce. When last we interacted with Maiko. Maiko told me that her birthday is close, but she's not excited about it. She seems worried that her parents will be too busy fighting to celebrate her day with her. Hopefully it doesn't come to pass that way. She'd asked what my thoughts were about her dad being there for her birthday or not, and I wanted to give her the hope and say that, yeah, he'll be there for you. So I hope, like I said at the time, I don't like making promises for other people, but I wanted to give an elementary schooler hope that her birthday will be a fun one. I hope it was or is. I'm not sure when that technically is, but we'll save the game and we'll get into this conversation. Hi. You think Stripey is okay? I hope so. He said he's only here on Sundays, but I can't come that day. I wish we could play again, but I'll be okay today since you're here. Yeah, we stopped by on Sunday to try to look around for Stripey, but I didn't see him. We'll have to try to make our rounds again this Sunday and see if this week's any different. But I've got Inugami with me to make that a little bit more progress. So let's spend time with Maiko. Of all the social links, I think, or the social links I have right now anyway, I think hers have been the toughest to really know what to say. I'm not using any sort of guides or walkthroughs for this, so all my choices I talk through with you guys in the moment. And I'm trying to do the best I can here, but she's asking a lot of hard questions for someone to try to explain to an elementary schooler, or anybody potentially, but we'll see if this is another challenging one or what sort of role I can play. But yes, let's spend some time with Maiko today. Yay! Then...
So, you know how it was my birthday the other day?
I do. It was a fun one, right? I really hope it was.
Well, guess what? Mom and Dad both remembered!
Fantastic. Just what I wanted to hear. I'm happy for her. She deserves it.
They really do care about me.
Of course. I know I said of course, but seeing the option for that's great news, that still sticks out to me as a little bit better of an answer. I mean, it has been kind of nice with Maiko in that a lot of times when they give me three choices, there's one that stands out as an obviously antagonistic wrong answer. I mean, I'm sure there are players out there that have picked this, maybe just for fun, but if I were in my character's shoes, what kind of person would say, nah, they don't care? And I don't want to say, of course they care, if that comes across like a dismissive sort of thing. Like, well, of course they care. What were you thinking that they didn't, Maiko? And she's happy with the fact that they care, and she knows that they care. So I think just celebrating that it is great news, kind of reinforcing her positivity, saying, yeah, that is great news. I'm happy for you. I mean, yes, of course they care about you, but that's great news. You're happy, and I'm happy that you're happy. That's great news.
Yeah! They were smiling and happy and everything!
Just that total smile on her face, too. It's like, everything is better in the world right now.
I got so many presents. I even got a birthday cake.
Nice. I wonder what flavor. What sort of toppings? What, yellow cake, white cake, chocolate cake?
It's been so long since we ate together as a family.
I'm glad she's happy. And credit to the parents, too, for focusing on their child. Pushing past their differences to be a family for Maiko at this point.
You used to do it all the time.
There's still that hint of confusion in the voice there about, what's so hard about that? It was fun this time. We used to do it all the time. Why have we stopped doing it? Doesn't make any sense to me.
How come Mom and Dad don't get along anymore? I know. I'll just ask them why.
She's very direct and innocent like that, which makes it... I mean, it's a good quality to have, but it kind of puts you on the spot as the one being questioned.
If I know why, I can fix it and make it all better.
That is the childlike logic to it.
I'm gonna make Mom and Dad happy again.
It's good to focus on their happiness. I don't want to discourage that.
Wish me luck, okay?
Good luck. Maiko seems fond of me. I feel like we're growing closer. That was a really good encounter today. There have been so many of hers that were a little tough to talk about and to try to frame in a positive way, but this one was just all happiness. She had a great birthday, her parents were there, they were happy, she was happy. This one was a fun one. And to see progress with our social link up to rank 4 here, that's really cool as well. So yeah, this is rank 4 of the Hanged Man Arcana. Girl at the Shrine, Maiko.
Okay. I'm gonna ask them.
There's still a bit of that feeling of like clouds on the horizon with the end of the conversation here, though. I'm sure as a parent, I mean, I guess I say I'm sure, I don't have the life experience to back that up in these situations like this, but being asked about a topic like that would be tough to hear and to explain and maybe to be kind of put on the spot about. So hopefully that doesn't lead to anything that makes Maiko unhappy in any way.
Bye-bye. Let's play again later, okay?
Okay, let's. I look forward to it. All right. All in all, a really good encounter with Maiko today. I'm happy with that. So after saying goodbye to Maiko, I headed back to the dorm. This is feeling like a quick day so far. There's a box on the counter. That's one of those fun things about placing those orders through Tanaka's Amazing Commodities. I'd almost forgotten that I'd ordered anything, since it was back on Sunday, which was back on Sunday for us. So almost like a surprise present showed up today. It's like, oh yeah, that thing that I ordered. I even had to stop and think about what it was, but it should be, what, perfume? Looks like the product I ordered through the shopping program on TV arrived. Probably not a good sign if I have to even try to contemplate and think back to what it was I ordered. Must not have been anything I was especially looking forward to or needed. Let's see what's inside. Yep, perfume and 2 health supplements. Again, nothing I can critically in need of or have a specific use for, but it'll be one of those things. If I do, then I'll have it on hand. Junpei, how you doing? Sup, dude? Kirijo-senpai and Sanada-san are both visiting Yamagishi-san today, too. So that leaves us on standby at the dorm. I wonder if she'll come home soon. Fuuka-chan.
Hey, listen.
She hasn't agreed to join, though, right? I hope she's not being pressured by them or anything. Yukari does seem caring like that, and she knows the bullying that Fuuka's been through, so I'm sure she's got some concerns on whether or not it seems like Akihiko or Mitsuru might be trying to take advantage of that. I'd like to think they aren't, but I can see how Yukari might be considering that side of it. We'll put our bag away. Stop by our room here. We've actually got some mail this evening. It feels like last couple nights all our mail was in the afternoon. Looks like all just ads tonight. We got the limited menu at Hagakure Ramen. Today is our special menu day. We only have limited quantities, so get yours before they run out. First come, first served. Our tender pork is the friend of beautiful skin. Make yourself shine by eating at Hagakure. That could be good. Of the social skills I wanted to work on, charm is probably the number 1 right now, so that we can try to encounter that man in the suit and be charming enough to meet whatever needs he had. Although I talked earlier about games at Games Parade. Come play our popular crane game and try to win a prize. Then stick around and hop into one of our many immersive video games. There's great fun to be had, whether you're alone or with friends. We can't wait to see you. It's been a while since I've referenced the time at Game Parade, the crane game specifically. I read this ad pretty regularly, but it's been a while since I've called out. We played the crane game one time only. I had barely any money on me at the time. It was very early on in the playthrough. And in that one attempt, we won the prize. So I haven't been back there to attempt again because I'm 1 for 1 right now. I always kind of see that and think back about that, though. Nice to call it out as a reminder for anybody that may not have been aware of that. And Chagall. Part-time position open. We hope everyone is having a great day. Chagall is looking for someone to work at the cafe today. Students may apply, no experience required. This is a paid position, and perks include free pheromone coffee. We look forward to meeting you. We spent time working there last night, and that was a good evening. Wouldn't be bad to work there again, for, again, the same reasons as before. But I want to double-check Game Parade again, because A, it's a place to stop on our night out, so we're not just going to one place, but I want to look at potentially working on our charm. So Hagakure Ramen is also calling as a good potential for that. And who knows what we might see while we're out around town as well. I guess we can see what other people did tonight. 100% daily life. All of the standards over there. And that's another thing I've said multiple times throughout this playthrough, but I always just like to occasionally remind that it's so cool to see all these different choices that all have validity. For whichever player is playing, if Chagall was the perfect choice tonight, or playing at the arcade. Even the shared computer, that was even not one I thought about. There are still 2 pieces of software we haven't used that were available at the Net Cafe. I do want to pick those up one of these days. I think there was another link from the shady guy at Club Escapade as well. But I still think our social skills are a good way to prioritize right now. We've also got Yukari and Junpei downstairs. You know what, while we're here, let's take a look and make sure the potatoes are looking okay. We haven't been up on the roof in a couple nights. There's no reason to expect anything wrong with them, but nice to get some rooftop fresh air here. The buff potato sprout has been planted. Can be harvested on the 16th. See the stars from a higher vantage point up here. We'll stop in here and get cleaned up. But yeah, let's check the TV, see what's on the news, see what Junpei and Yukari are up to tonight. Contemplate those plants we just saw. And then head out to the town and see where the evening takes us. On these nights when there are fewer people around, the place feels a lot bigger because it's a lot less crowded. Let's see what's on TV. There's nothing interesting on the news. Boom, there you go. I love it. You can turn the news on, one quick glance at it, and like, nope, this isn't for me. Off it goes. Headed back this way because I kind of forgot what date the fridge was going to be emptied out. And we've got something we wanted to chill, so let's get a refresher on that. Taiyaki. It was lukewarm taiyaki. I thought it was. 6:16. Okay. We'll have to try to remember that. Again, I don't know why we want to chill one, but they said it's better chilled, so that's what we'll attempt to do. Still weird to think I've been carrying it around for probably a week already, and it'll be another week before we can put it in the refrigerator. Can't argue with game logic all the time. Right, Yukari.
Hey, so...
I hope Kiryu-senpai and Sonata-senpai aren't pressuring her to join us if she doesn't want to. Sometimes it feels like they do anything to achieve our goal, you know? Yes and no. I mean, they definitely seem focused on the investigation. That is definitely true. But I don't really know that I felt that they would do anything. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm the naive one. Junpei, how you doing tonight? Hell yeah! Yeah. Finally, a new addition to this dorm. Oh man, I'm so stoked. Maybe I should clean my room. If you're happy, I'm happy for you. We don't know if Fuuka's joining us, and if she does, we don't know that she would want to spend any time in Junpei's room, but if that's what motivates him to do, then more power to him. Yeah, let's go over to Club Escapade here. Oh, some new conversations. I always head over there first, so we'll stop up here first. Yeah, there hasn't been anything to see up here other than a nice vantage point, and I guess for me to be in the way of all the couples. How's my fortune looking? I haven't talked to you in a while either, fortune teller. I want to know my future. Then let us begin. I feel another change. A strong wind blows across the world, sending a blue flower's petals into the air. How will you interpret this wind? As a weak and frail breeze, or a brave and mighty gust? Let us hope that you find fortune in your destiny. Alright, well that's up to interpretation now. Candid woman. Her fortunes are abstract, but she's not trying to confuse you. You're meant to interpret them and decide how to act from there. Weird that we were kind of just talking about that. Fortune-telling addict. I had Mama tell my fortune, and it's true what they say. Her fortunes aren't like the others. Everything that came out of her mouth was so abstract. She never said anything like, be careful of this, or this will bring good fortune. I suppose from the fortune-telling standpoint, if you're more vague, it's easier to find things that fit the mold after the fact. She seems to have some actual abilities, considering the influence she has when we go to Tartarus after getting a fortune. So I don't want to discount what she's saying. Suspicious man.
Go have a look for yourself.
Yep, still just the same 2 bits of information to purchase here. I keep seeing it too and thinking, oh, 500 yen, that's nothing, which technically it really isn't, but it might be that make or break between a purchase I can make and can't make, so since I'm not really in need of the Iwatodai forum note tonight, I don't think I'll purchase it.
It's been a pleasure.
But it's still there, and it'll be one of those things to remember is there. No one else to talk to? Nope. Alright. Nice to come into the club here, though, and just enjoy being able to hear the music, see the people, and make it a stop on our evening journey. Just like in the afternoon, stopping a few different places makes the evening that much more full. Game Parade, I wanted to double check again, because I have apparently a very bad memory of these. It was You're the Answer today. Alright. Well, we made some academic progress at school already, so I think I'll still focus on the charm initiative. Which leaves us Iwatodai Station Strip Mall. We'll start at the station. I think the only person here at night's typically a taxi driver, right? Yeah, but he's got nothing new to say, so we'll leave him to his evening. There is also the Net Cafe. I mean, I keep seeing those 2 bits of software, and I do want to get those consumed and used eventually. But I guess on the other side of that, they aren't going anywhere. I mean, the shared computer's still there in the lobby. 2,000 yen. I mean, it's probably what it would cost to eat at Hagakure if I order their special menu, which I'd like to. But we do need the social progress, or the stat progress. The social skills progress. The social stats. I knew there was a grouping of words for it. We're 3s across the board. If we can work on our charm a little bit more, that would help. I think that was smooth, I think was the rank we needed to get to be able to talk to the man in the suit. This soundtrack, what a good soundtrack. But let's not get distracted by that. Yeah, we worked a busy shift last night at Chagall. So this is kind of maybe that reward for that. We had the busy night Monday in Tartarus. We worked a busy crowded time at a cafe yesterday, so maybe tonight's the night to just take it easy. Get something nice, order their special menu, enjoy the ambience, the atmosphere, and a good, well-earned meal that we can pay for ourselves from the work we did yesterday. The fact that it helps our charm is just an added bonus. I think let's save the game here and spend our evening at Hagakure Ramen. Yeah, for barely any more than the pork ramen, the special Hagakure bowl sounds great. A special menu item filled with collagen raises charm. We got courageous enough to order it, so it's kind of another one of those signs of progress too. It was, I think, there was like a gruff, order taker or whatever that we were too scared to order from or something. But now that we're courageous enough, we can do that. So similar to the idea of being able to enjoy going into Club Escapade, it's that sign of progress. Of I'm confident enough to order the special Hagakure bowl now. So that's just one more way to enjoy it. But let's have that for dinner. I ordered the special Hagakure bowl. The pork belly and boiled eggs are delicious. Every cell in my body is rejoicing. Ooh, it sounds tasty. And again, just this nice calm atmosphere too. There's the couple over there eating. You can eat at the counter here. Looks nice. A couple more points of charm. Feels like a good day for our social stats. We got that point of academics during the day at school. A couple points of charm after school this evening. Making a lot of good growth as a person today. All right, wow. Looks like that is already the end of Wednesday the 10th. A very quick one today, but that's how it goes some days. Let's head back to the desk and talk about it. Okay, here we are. That was the end of Wednesday, June 10th. And it was another good day. And wow, was it a quick one. But like I've said multiple times throughout this playthrough, we have days like that all the time in our real life. There are the busy ones like we had on Monday with a lot going on. And then there are days like today that's just a lot of standard status quo things. It was a good day at school, nothing special. It was a nice time in the afternoon with Maiko. We played together, but that kind of is becoming routine for us, in a good fun way. In the evening, we just headed out to get a good meal after doing some various shopping and browsing. So, not an earth-changing day, but those nice kind of days that make life what it is. If every day was busy and noteworthy and full of all sorts of world-changing things, I feel like that could end up getting pretty stressful pretty quickly. So you kind of just need these no-pressure days to unwind from the challenges and to be ready for the next ones. So today started out at school. It was Yukari at the gate this morning. I was trying to remember who we already talked to, but she was hoping that Yamagishi's recovering well and that she's not being pressured to join our group if she doesn't want to. Which I am too. This is definitely one of those things that you want to have people willingly participating in. And it seems like Yukari may have some misgivings on the motivations of Akihiko and Mitsuru, so it'll be interesting to see how things progress from there between all of us. I'm cautiously optimistic on everything, though, from everything I've seen so far. But that took us into a school day. And it actually was a little bit nicer because we were able to enjoy more of a history lesson. It wasn't anything huge. The only real choice I had was whether or not to stay awake, which of course I did. It was also kind of fun to think about teachers and just the role they play and the material they have to keep talking about by role of being a teacher, and how they have topics they enjoy and topics they find less enjoyable, but they're still expected to cover all of them. So that was one thing about that teacher especially that I always take away from his conversations. But we stayed awake in class and made that academic progress, so that felt like a good use of our school time. In the afternoon, we made our way around and made sure there was nothing new to buy at any of the shops and just checked in with everybody. I did stop in the Velvet Room and register my persona because I'd forgotten to do that after Monday, so that was nice to catch up on that. After seeing the sights and not really finding too many new people to talk to compared to yesterday's marathon of all of them, it brought us to the Naganaki Shrine to spend the rest of the time with Maiko. I was kind of apprehensive coming into it considering the tone of a lot of the conversations we've had with her recently, but I was extremely pleasantly surprised today in that she was totally happy. She'd been worried about her upcoming birthday last time we had talked, and since then that birthday had come and gone. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to celebrate with her, but she was happy that her parents were. They both made time to do it. They got her presents, they got her a cake, they had a great time spending time together, eating together. It was just sounded like the perfect day for her. So I was super encouraged on all that. I wanted it to be that way, but knowing, I guess, I would say knowing, but having some secondhand information of what they're going through without actually knowing any specifics, it's really hard to know just what the situation is between her parents and her and the entire dynamic there. So when she was grinning ear to ear today, talking excitedly about everything she got to see, do, and experience, that just felt really good. I think she definitely deserved that. And I was happy that the parents, like I said, were able to put their differences aside and focus on Maiko on her special day. So she was very excited about that, but still kind of confused because as much fun as that was, everybody was happy and eating together. She just ended up wondering why that has to change. If it was fun on her birthday, why can't they keep doing that going forward? Which, from a kid's standpoint, that does seem like a fair question. Kind of makes me think, actually, yesterday we talked to a boy in front of the Iwatodai station about cats. He was the cat-loving boy. And he'd been told by his parents that it's too expensive to own a cat. So as a kid, he went and asked his parents, or his friend, how much did your cat cost? And his friend's like, we didn't pay anything for our cat. We picked it up from a shelter. So from a kid logic standpoint, he was just trying to solve a problem. It's like, cats don't actually cost that much money. My friend says they got theirs for free. So my parents weren't correct on that. So kind of circling back to relating that to Maiko. She's got that same logic of, if it was fun tonight eating as a family, why isn't it fun other nights? Why are my parents not happy when we're together on other nights when they were this time? So her rational solution was, I'm going to ask them. Something's wrong, so I'm going to fix it. I'm going to make it all better, and we'll all go back to having fun like we did on my birthday. Which sounds like good kid level logic, but doesn't really work quite that way in the real world. So it kind of seeds things going forward for potential tones where the social link direction might be going. I hope it works out for her. I mean, I'm in her corner on all that. But she seems to have a game plan after coming off of a happy birthday celebration, so I'm excited on that. We were able to play today and enjoy that, and she made me promise that we'll play again in the future, which I agreed to. So it was nice to walk away from that feeling like it was a good time, not like I was totally drained from having to answer impossible questions or walking on eggshells to make sure I don't answer incorrectly. And that took me with a good spring in my step back to the dorm. Once again, Mitsuru and Akihiko were out for the night. Sounds like they were visiting the hospital again to check on Yamagishi and Moriyama. Hopefully they're still doing well. And Yukari is still concerned, just like she was before school and like she was last night, about them going there to try to pressure Yamagishi to join us. From what little time we spent in Tartarus with her persona's ability guiding us, it really did seem helpful to have her on our side, so I feel like she would make a good addition to the team. But like Yukari had said, we do want that to be her choice, not that she's forced into it. And she just kind of wondered tonight whether or not Mitsuru and Akihiko would see it that way, or if they would just do anything they could to recruit her because we need her for the mission. And I don't think Mitsuru and Akihiko are like that. I do think they genuinely care about people and about us. I don't want to make waves either, so time will tell. But I want to give them a chance. They haven't given me any reason to doubt or suspect them yet, so I don't. And Junpei, he was already convinced that Fuuka is moving in. He's like, okay, I need to get all ready, or maybe I should even clean my room tonight. So I love his optimism. He's so quick at turning from whatever negative thing to just spinning it into a positive thing we can do. Even after exams, as I say that, after exams he was really bummed because he didn't score very well. But that was when there was talk about finding Fuuka and getting her to join our team. So he was like, oh well, exams are done. Let's put that behind us and focus on trying to get this girl to join us as a part of C's. He's got a great way of looking at the world, and he was just doing that again tonight by saying, okay, I'm going to clean my room, Fuuka's going to be here, and we'll all live happily ever after, basically. Yeah, didn't end up going to Tartarus tonight because Mitsuru and Akihiko were out. Even if they weren't, we probably wouldn't have gone because we reached a barrier floor, so we can't climb any higher. So again, like so many nights recently, that opened up my evening. Had some ads on my phone, but no social links were available tonight. So no social links, no Tartarus. That just left daily activities, which was fun in its own way. Chagall Cafe had sent out another recruitment ad basically looking for part-time work, but we did that last night, so I didn't figure doing that another night in a row was the most fun thing for our character. So we made our tour around. I stopped by Club Escapade, had my fortune told, talked to the fortune teller and her friend. Nice to see all of them. Talked to the shady guy that was selling web links. Didn't end up buying from him. Headed over to the station mall there and browsed in that cafe. Considered buying one of the 2 pieces of remaining software, but again didn't buy that either. But it just was one of those other evenings of having multiple stops on our route rather than just going right to the place we were going to spend the rest of the evening. So after seeing all those sites, I ended up down at Hagakure Ramen, down 1 level from the net cafe. Of all my social stats, I was going to work on the charm side of it to try to get closer to being able to talk to the gentleman in the suit who was looking for someone charming to help him. They had a special menu item tonight as well, which was just all the more reason to want to go. Our character's got a good variety of tastes, of places he likes around town, and I'm sure he likes this one as well. It doesn't feel like it was an especially long time ago we were here, but it's been long enough that it was nice to have a bit of a treat. After being busy on Monday and working a busy shift last night in the evening, it was nice to just be able to unwind with some good food and a calm atmosphere, and to gain that progress and charm was even a further benefit. So we finished a nice, good special menu item, headed back to the dorm, probably got to bed at a good hour, and hopefully that'll take us into tomorrow and have another good day. But with that is everything we've done on Wednesday the 10th. And talking it all out now, it really does feel like a good long, full day of good, busy activities. A lot of good, solid progress, social skills-wise especially. Social link was as good with Maiko as well, but it's just nice to get to the end of a day and be able to look back and see all the good things that happened. And it's like, oh yeah, I made progress in academics. Oh, and my charm got better. And I ranked up with the social link with Maiko. And I talked to all these different people, and I know more about this and that. It really was a rewarding, fulfilling day for one that ended up being a shorter one. But that is where it ended, so let's wrap things up here. So that takes us to the end of Wednesday, June 10th. It was a great day, and I'm really glad you chose to spend some of it with me. I appreciate that. My name is Tom Shima. I stream this Persona a Day series live every day at 12:30 Eastern Time. So if you want to join me, I would love to have you here. I've also got a schedule for the stream up on Twitch in case you want to see that. It should be converted into your own local time if that's easier. I also upload each of my day's playthroughs to YouTube. I've got a playlist there that you can watch at your convenience at your time. So in case you want to review a previous day or you didn't make it to the live stream for the day, all of those will be there to watch whenever you want to watch them. On all that, I just hope you have a wonderful Wednesday, that all the things you need to get done are getting done. The week is progressing smoothly, hopefully. We've got that weekend getting closer in sight, so hopefully we're getting all the stuff done now that we can enjoy the free time once we have it. But I've been Tom Shima. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope I can see you again. Thank you, and goodbye.